Well, I mean, since that's a good segue because we're gonna go into the NFC North now. Jack, since you're talking about Jordan Love, wait, no, we're doing the NFC South. What am I talking about?
Wrong division, brother. But we can
All
open
right.
with the Falcons and talk about my boy from Texas.
Okay, we'll open with the
Fine.
Falcons. We'll open with the
All right.
Falcons. We got fucking horns down because
I
fuck
got my
yourself.
boy Bijan. Anyways,
Falcons. I don't even want. I have him on a fantasy team, and I don't want him just because he went to Texas. But 8.5. I don't have the odds pulled up for winning the division.
plus 210.
Doesn't matter. Not going to happen. Don't
What
need
do
him.
Jack, since you're a Texas guy and you love Bijan, you got any plays on the Falcons this year?
I actually do. I'm actually taking the Falcons to win the division at plus 210. I think this division this year, and all the divisions, there's no clear-cut favorite. Based off lines right now, the Saints are the favorite at plus 130, but there is there is no clear cut. Like I said, the Falcons have the easiest strength of schedule this year. So I feel that's not good odds. I think they need to really be defensively sound because that's what cost them a lot of games last year. I mean, Desmond Ritter, we'll see what he's like. Offensively, I think they have the pieces with Pitts as long as he can catch the ball. Drake London, and now with my boy Bijan. I think Bijan also going along with that, plus 300 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, hammer that. I think it's his to lose, honestly. And I'm honestly going to hammer the over plus 8.5 wins just because their strength of schedule is – I mean, I feel like they could easily go 6-0 in their division. Will they? Probably not, but they could just because you have, we'll talk about it later, but they just have – it's a really – up for grabs division.
Oh yeah, it's definitely up for grabs. I said it earlier. I'm sticking to it. I don't know if the champion of this division is over 500. So I'm definitely not gonna take the over 8.5. But I don't even want to touch the under either. I don't like really betting unders. I do think the Falcons are better with Ritter back there. They have a quarterback that is actually competent of making some passes. I think they have all the talent in the world around him on offense. I mean, you got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, super athletic. Hopefully he can do something for some fantasy owners there. They do have a pretty easy schedule, starting out with my Panthers, and we're probably going to be without Brian Burns week 1. So I think that's a dub probably for the Falcons, unfortunately. I also think the Bucs are going to be really bad, which we'll get more into later in this division. But I don't really have any plays here. What about you, Grayson?
I have one that's I don't know. I can't decide if it's off the beaten path as far as futures odds go or not. But we mentioned the team in this division that wins it will ultimately could be 8-9 wins. I don't know about 7. That'd be just wild. But we've seen it before from this division. So give me the Panthers plus 360. I think that, obviously we're going to want Burns to head to a conference room and sign a piece of paper pretty soon for that to really be something I put my full belief in. But I think, anytime depending on Derek Carr to lead a team to a division or any kind of success, really, I think you're really just asking to get burned. So I have no interest in the Saints as far as the division goes. Atlanta, I don't have as much faith in Ritter. There's unknowns with Bryce, but there are knowns with Ritter, and the knowns are not great. So I would rather take a chance with the better defense between Carolina and Atlanta and go with the Panthers plus 360. This could be a race to 8 wins. It could be very, very ugly. I like a team with a good defense in that sense. So, yeah, give me the Panthers to win the division plus 360. And then I've got one more. Not necessarily direct hedge, but divisional receiving yards leader. Give me Drake London plus 550.
Okay.
I think if the Falcons are going to field a competitive team, at least, playoff mix, which really for this whole division is winning the division. But, only had 866 receiving yards last year. Not a ton, obviously. But, if there's a little sophomore bump from Ritter, I think he's the main target to look for. Pitts is 1,300. I don't know if he has 500 receiving yards this year. I don't know how they have not figured out how to use him as such a weapon in college. So I'm not expecting that experiment. to suddenly be solved. So give me London as a bit of a flyer. I think third best odds for that prop at plus 550. But if I'm wrong about being down the Falcons, I think London's going to have a huge step up, and that could very well see him being the premier receiver in the whole division. So I'll take that as well.
What are Michael Thomas odds to lead division in receiving yards? Because I'm hammering those.
I mean, I would take it in September, but beyond that, I have no interest in that. Let's see. Michael Thomas is 1,300.
Yeah, hammered 1,300. Carried me to a fantasy championship about 5 years ago when he actually was healthy.
Yeah, because he hasn't played in 5 years.
I was going to say, last time he played, yeah. I mean, I would love for him to be fully healthy the whole season, but I can't quite get behind that.
Well, I'm gonna back Grayson here and back my own team, even though I don't love doing that. My biggest like gripe on this team is I do not love our receiving core. Adam Thielen.
Yeah, Thielen, I think that's cliff meet both feet. I think honestly, that's gonna be tough.
Like, I mean, possession, I get it. Whatever. DJ Chark used to be good. I think he might be able to. I think he's a good veteran receiver for Bryce Young to throw to, but I don't think he's going to do anything crazy. Terrace Marshall, I think, is good, but one, health. Two, he never really gets like the recognition from any coaching staff he's been with, so he's always put in the back burner. And then I didn't really like the Mingo pick personally this year, but I guess we'll see how that goes. I do like the Miles Sanders, especially for fantasy aspects of it. And then obviously with Hubbard behind him, I mean, when he comes in as the lone back, he performs fairly well, and our O-line's good. So I'm gonna back the Panthers here as much as I really don't want to. But really it's just kind of more so fading the rest of the teams. But I will go out on a limb and say Bryce Young, Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think plus is it 450 now or 500?
That's what I had. That's all.
I've seen 500 and I've seen 450, so maybe it just depends on where like line shop that. But I think it's between Bijan and Bryce Young for the NFC. I lean more towards the quarterback, and since I think they're going to win the division, I think he's going to have better stats personally.
Well, you guys are both right. My town's going to be popping.
Yeah, facts. You're going to be able to go to some games and get maybe celebrate some wins, but I don't know.
I maybe have to go to a game with the Falcons Panthers and see the actual Offensive Rookie of the Year beat the other offensive rookie.
Yeah.
Fumble twice and lose. Yeah,
exactly.
That's gonna be great.
He fumbled one time in college.
I'm just telling you, you're gonna have a Trent effect. You're gonna show up. You're gonna walk in the stadium. He's gonna like turn an ankle or something. It's just gonna happen.
Stay away.
No doubt.
You're right.
Stay away.
Maybe I should have come to the game.
Do y'all have any plays? The Saints are at 9.5. Y'all have any plays for them?
Nope. It's Derek Carr.
I mean, like I said, any division that has him as the betting favorite, I'm happy to take other teams in said division. So I think the most value in my eyes lied with the Panthers. So that's why they're my division winner stab. As far as win totals go, I mean, honestly, you take all four unders, I feel like you have a great chance of getting 3 out of 4. I just think that's how futile these teams are. We might say 15 words about Tampa Bay because they might be in games this season for 15 quarters total. They have no answers at QB. They have 2 potential answers. I would love to see Baker Mayfield have a renaissance. Brady did it, but he's not Tom Brady, and he's honestly not that much better than Kyle Trask, which may be why he will lose his job pretty quickly. There's a lot of talent left over from the Brady all-in phase. I just don't think it's enough to make up for the gaping hole at quarterback. And then with Fournette gone from the backfield, I just don't love the depth there. Right, but after him is where my concern lies. I think he's going to be really, really good. Not enough to anchor the backfield and will have them as productive as when they were at tandem, even if he was the top end of that tandem. But that's about all I have for the division bets-wise. But it's going to be a race to 9, and that feels a bit over respectful, maybe, as far as he comes out of it.
Nine,
But, I mean,
nine feels high.
I mean, what the Saints? You guys have Saints at 9.5 as a total?
Yes.
I believe it was.
That's asinine. That is disgusting. Like, there's no.
Yeah,
I don't think there's no way they're gonna win 10. Like, I'm hammering the under. But like Grayson was saying, I don't like the Saints because we know what Derek Carr is. Like, he's shown us every year what he does, what he is. He is a 500 at best quarterback, and that's with weapons like Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, etc., Josh Jacobs,
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
So here with the Saints, he has Jamal Williams, and then he has Alvin Kamara coming off suspension in 4 weeks. He has a maybe injury pro Michael Thomas. We don't know. We have I have paper bones and glass skin, or whatever the SpongeBob quote is. That's literally Michael Thomas. Yeah, they have Chris Olave, but like, I just don't think it's enough weapons per se. And then honestly, as far as the Bucks go, because you guys kind of hammered the Panthers. As far as the Bucks go, honestly, just tank for a quarterback. This quarterback, as we talked about, This quarterback draft class is freaking loaded. Like, as a Colts fan, I wanted us to just draft best player available this year. I mean, I'm happy with Anthony Richardson, but honestly, I want us to tank next year because there is about 6 quarterbacks better than Anthony Richardson coming next year. So, if I was a Buck, that's my plan.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm not touching the Saints because I don't know. I do think they go off week 1, just kind of like DFS and fantasy wise. I know it's not really what we're talking about, but like, good matchup. I don't think they get to 9.5, but I don't want to take the under because they with this division they could dominate, and that is what propels them to 10. But I don't see them getting there. I will take the under 6.5 for the Bucks though. I just don't see. I mean, they were 8-9 last year with Brady, which I know he was 4,700 years old, but they got worse. And as being the best team in the division, they get one of the harder schedules in the division.
They have the hardest schedule in the division.
Yeah. So I definitely think that. I mean, you're asking them to get 1 win less than last year when they had Tom Brady and a better defense than what they're going to field this year, and probably a better conference than what it was last year, because last year was really bad. I mean, this year's bad, but last year was worse. So I don't see them getting to 7. I probably have them around 5 this year, but I do like Baker. I really wish. I feel bad for him because, I mean, the man went up to Cleveland and won 10 games, and people kept disrespecting him. So I'm going to go on a monologue real quick. They kept disrespecting him, okay? And they put him on this – they just kicked him off this pedestal when he went to Cleveland and won 10 games, something a quarterback hasn't done in forever. It's bullshit is what it is. To go and get that massage-loving Deshaun Watson, okay? And I get it, okay? He's good.
We are demonetized.
But Baker Mayfield did what other people couldn't, and then everybody shit on him. And I wish that his shoulder didn't get injured. I wish that he could have worked out for the Panthers last year a little bit, even though I love having Bryce Young. Not even that. But I feel bad for him, and I wish that he wasn't in such a bad situation with the Bucks. And that's just how I feel on that.
That's how you really feel.
I heard the word allegedly one time, so I disregarded all of that.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, I still have them under 6.5, even though I like Baker. So,
I mean, they start their season off, dude. They go Vikings, Chicago, Philly.
Yeah, 3.
I mean, that's 0-3.
0-3.
And then they play our boy Derek Carr, and then they go Detroit, L. They play Atlanta, probably L, and then they go at Buffalo.
So they could start 0-6. In all honesty.
0-7, yeah. They could start 0-7.
Yeah.
And at that point, Baker's gone. We're putting trash in. You're taking for 0-17, hoping for Caleb Williams.
There's just no chance I'm out here wanting to start a Florida quarterback. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a little harsh. I mean, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, that's
the track record isn't good.
That's our bets for the NFC South and the NFC East. We'll probably hop back on tomorrow and finish the next two. Real quick before we leave, Lions and Chiefs tonight. No Travis Kelce. What y'all got?
Give me Chiefs. Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes with trash cans is going to be the team. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a same game teaser as the Kelsey hyperextension news began to trickle out. I got Lions plus 11.5 with the under 59.5. If those numbers sound off, it's because they're 6 points off in the teaser. So, looking for just a little bit of defense and a close game tonight. So, I mean, any kind of combination where neither team gets, or they went out both teams in the 30s would be nice because I think it will be a close game. Kelsey, best offensive player on the field, now not there. That's not going to be a Amon-Ra St. Brown, in all honesty.
Jahmyr Gibbs?
Quarterbacks. No, not yet. Not in his career debut. No.
Isaiah Pacheco?
You're just saying names.
Blake Bell?
Believe it. Right. Exactly. No. So I think I have full faith in Goff in keeping this within
Sam Laporta, dude?
11.5 points. 35-24. Anybody works for me. It's 59 points, and nobody wins by more than 12. So something in that range. Hopefully, it's still an entertaining game. I don't want an NFC North race to 20 by any stretch of the imagination. It's first game of the year. Got to have a little bit of fireworks on offense, and these are two great teams to do it. So close game, maybe not offensive explosion game, and I'll go to bed happy tonight. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I tailed the teaser with Grayson, so I'm not going to go crazy into talking about it. But I will say, I've seen a lot of contraindicating trends going around on social media. You have Jared Goff,
Stephen A. Smith.
You have Goff, who is 1-13. Oh, like I think 13 out of the 14 last starts and whatever. What was it? Lions at 13 out of the last 14 was under in week 1, I think. Not Goff. And then Mahomes is like 8 out of the last 9, or not 8 out of the last 9. Only one time has his week 1 has went under, so a lot of contraindications there. I know I kind of spewed on that and didn't have the actual numbers, but basically the Lions have only went over once in week 1 in the past 10 to 15 years, and then Mahomes has only went under once. So I'm hoping that Mahomes just chills out since Travis Kelce is out, and we get an under and the plus 11.5 with Grayson. But I do have a bet. It was a quick bet. It was Jahmyr Gibbs, 20-plus rushing and receiving yards in the first quarter was plus 135.
I don't hate it. Definitely don't hate it.
FanDuel first quarter. It was on under the quick hits thing. I had a $10 free bet, and I threw $10 on it. So I mean, it's basically free. But I mean, that's just one big catch, one big run. So that's what I got.